Can't even fucking talk.
Welcome, everybody. Talks for the People, episode 26. This week, we are discussing what kind of drunk we are. What time period would you want to live in? What could you remove from your life to remove anger? And then the question on everybody's mind, if all the Disney princesses had OnlyFans accounts, which one would make the most money? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. It got me perky to start off with that last topic. Ew.
It's been a long day. I'm ready to get right into Burns.
Been a very long day, but we can jump on into it. Cody, what's burning your biscuits?
People being assholes burns my biscuits. My other burns my biscuits is people that use straws.
What?
People that use straws.
You don't use straws?
No, it's fucking gay.
Psychopath.
All right, so let me give you an example. Right before this podcast, my wife asked me to make her a glass of milk. Which that sounds fancy. I just poured it into a cup. But so I hand her this cup of milk, and she goes over to the cabinet, gets a straw out, which, by the way, is one of those that's got the little accordion in it, so it can like do this.
Right.
All right. And she puts it in it, drinks the milk right out of the cup, and then puts the cup in the sink. I'm like, what the hell? Why can't you just drink it out of the cup? I don't understand that. I've seen her drink beer with a straw.
No, I don't get that. But
God no.
And I'm not picking on my wife. I've seen other people do it too, but my wife is one of those.
so, but
I don't understand.
But are you one of the people that goes to like fast food, gets the number 3 combo, they hand you your drink and you just pull the lid off and turn up the cup?
No, if I'm going down the road, I will use if they make it, I will use it. But if I go in and make my drink and then leave, I don't. I leave the cap off.
I don't get you.
So I agree with the house thing, right? So I don't know what the heck is the point of using a straw at your house, especially because like 90% of the cups in there are just. I mean, pick a cup that fits your mouth good and use that. Why use a straw? But at restaurants, I have to use a straw because there's no telling how many people touch them cups, how many people touch the lids. And the one thing you can guarantee that they didn't physically touch is the straw because it comes in a wrapper. And then when you're talking about making your own drink at a restaurant, the lids, like when you go over there, you know how many people have fumbled through those lids trying to, I actually got too many, and they hand pick them off and all the other crap. Now, I know you, I've eaten with you before, and I realized that you don't even bother with the lids, so you don't have to worry about that. But I have to have a straw because them folks is dirty. People are dirty. You never know, some guy could have just got done picking his butthole, smell that finger, and then next thing you know, he's getting a lid out of the tray.
Look, I mean, I'm not putting a straw in my beer, but if I'm drinking like a Pepsi or a tea, and it depends on the time. If I go out to eat, I'm getting a straw. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm getting a straw. If I'm having a soda in a can, no straw.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Did y'all eat dirt when y'all was kids?
I ate
and drink out of the hose pipe. But I didn't drink my water out of the hose pipe with a straw either.
But the hose pipe is technically a really big straw.
Accurate.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't. And I don't mind the restaurant thing, but
I don't use straws at home.
I don't understand it.
90% of the time I don't use straws at home unless I brought fast food home.
Accurate.
I don't know. My dad, he kind of has a rule of thumb where he drinks tea without a straw, but if he drinks soda, he wants a straw. Which is,
But I guess I like
seems
it
interesting.
because
I don't know. I don't get it.
I like to control the flow of the liquid. Like my two favorite cups that I use around here are like the coffee have the lid on them and have like the coffee cup style slit. So if I've got a cup like that, I don't need a straw. But I don't want to
That's
like
another
turn.
thing. If I get coffee at a gas station or something, I don't get a lid. I just hold it going down the road and drink it.
So, Alan,
I
are you
especially
saying,
wouldn't do that going down the road because it would end up in my lap. I drive like a bat out of hell, and if there's a pothole, my car's going to find it. And that's dangerous for me. I will wreck if I
I
don't
agree
have
with you,
one of
Alan,
those lids.
but I do have a question. Are you saying you will use a straw depending on the size of the slit?
No, if there's a slit, I'm not using a straw. I'm going in there.
Well, you go a mouth first instead of the straw.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all I got. I mean, I just don't I don't, I can't imagine spending my life worried about whether somebody touched this cup or not. So I just drink it,
Well, let me tell you,
and
Cody.
I bank on my immune system that's gonna take care of me.
Well, let me tell you, Cody. All the Mother Earth loving, peace loving, green hippies are your best friend. You can be out there with all those hippies promoting the use of no straws.
Hell, they are. They're out there promoting those stupid ass degradable straws. And have y'all used those?
No, those things are disgusting. That's
Those are
not,
fucking
They're
trash.
worthless.
Okay, those are
They are
terrible.
worthless.
I will go
Yeah, they
strawless
literally-
if that's my option.
Yeah, we can all come to an agreement that paper straws are just pre-papered trash that they expect you to put in their cup. That's stupid. Worst invention ever.
And that's the only thing that I agree with California on is that they outlawed straws. I can get behind that.
I like it.
Mm. You got anything for Burns this week, Steven?
And despite it being a pretty terrible week so far, I
Yeah, no
surprisingly
shit.
have stayed pretty optimistic and cheerful. So I'm going to not have a Burns this week.
Cool deal. I don't have a Burns this week either because I'm just angry in general, and we'll get to that later. But so there's not a lot of stuff that burns my biscuits. I'm just always angry. But like I said, we'll get to that later. Cody, we were talking in Discord, and I could have sworn we brought this up before, but I wasn't sure. You weren't sure. So, tell me what kind of music you've been listening to from artists you don't like.
I think before the topic was songs that got you to listen to a genre you normally don't listen to. It was something similar to that some time back. But what brought this up was I was listening to the Disney uh, satellite radio station, like channel 302 or whatever, and the Tarzan songs came on, and I got to thinking, I don't like Phil Collins. I'm not a Phil Collins fan, but I thought he really did a great job with the Tarzan uh, track, um, soundtrack.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? And I was trying to think of some other stuff of people I don't like, but they do have a song or they did some kind of work, maybe with another artist that I enjoyed. I was gonna see if you guys had any that y'all could think of.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but does Phil Collins play the piano?
Drums. Well, I think he plays a little bit of everything, but he's mainly the
Okay.
drums.
He's
The
most
reason I asked-
famous for the doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. I can feel it calling in the air.
Tonight. So the reason I ask is because it's funny you mentioned the Tarzan soundtrack, because I kind of get a wide range of people that are like, Philip Collins is like, he exists. I don't hate him, but I don't really enjoy his stuff. And that could just be me. That has a bunch of friends that aren't big fans. But I thought it's funny that you brought that up, because there are memes about the Tarzan soundtrack, and it's like the producers at Tarzan went to him and was like, "Hey, I just need you to know it's gonna be real cool. You know, we're just doing a guy raised by apes going through the jungle. So, you know, just take it easy." And then all of a sudden, there's a picture of piano and it's on fire. Like, he went absolutely ham for that soundtrack, and I think that's one thing everybody can agree on when it comes to Phil Collins. Like, when he got the soundtrack ready for that movie, he said, "I'm going to set the world on fire with the music for this," and he absolutely just blew it out of the water. So, but to contribute to this, I can't say I really listen to enough music, and kind of like how you don't like it when people kick the football when we throw the football around. If I don't like a musician or an artist, everything about them is trash. I don't like to hear them breathe. I don't like to see them on television. They're every bit of music they make, even it is if it is the greatest song ever written, unanimous, everybody in the population loves that song on the planet, I will still not like that song for the simple fact that they wrote it. I am of all the things I'm not petty with, that's probably the most petty I am about it. Like, uh, what's the trash woman that we talked about that I can't stand her music?
Oh, Billie Eilish.
No, the one that sings WAP.
Oh,
Uh,
Cardi B.
Yeah, Cardi B.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
it.
trash, absolute trash. And when I say that, I mean if trash could come to life and take a look at her, they're gonna be like, "Oh God, trash would look at her in that fashion." Everything about her, and that's how I feel about most music. If I don't like the artist, all their stuff is trash.
I mean, for me on this topic, I mean, genre lines are constantly getting blurred and everything. So when I was first thinking about this, I was gonna say, well, it's got to be the fact that I still occasionally listen to country music, even though like I'm a hardcore metalhead. Give me punk music, hardcore music. I mean, heavy, heavy, heavy. But I mean, I still have a soft spot for some old school early 2000s rap. I mean, there'll be some days I'm driving home from work and I just get that one little weird itch, you know, that you can't quite reach. And so I pick up my phone and we go over to Spotify, and I've been known to play some Juvenile Back That Ass Up or some Ludacris Move Bitch Get Out the Way. I mean,
Get out the way.
I don't listen to rap at all. It's not my genre. It's not my wheelhouse. Like I said, lines are getting blurred. Like there's this, I don't even know what they're calling the genre. It's trap metal. It's but like Scarlord and Corpse and all these bands, like they're blurring the lines of like industrial metal and rap, and I'm still learning about a bunch of those artists, but there's not a lot of artists that I don't like. We know my one that I don't like, and I don't like anything from them, so there's not a lot of artists I don't like. There's a lot of genres I don't like.
Fair enough. But I guess we can all agree that Phil Collins,
Oh, he knocked it out of the park.
yeah, did real well with it.
Yes.
All right. Cody, what kind of what kind of drunk are you?
Again, I'll credit this to Jock's Roundtable. They had a this was one of their questions of the day. I got to thinking, I said, well, that'd be a pretty good topic. So, and really what they did was they listed all these types of drunks. I mean, they had like 15 or something, like just that they had made up. And I was trying to think, uh, what kind of drunk I am, and I would say that I am a happy slash sleepy drunk.
I am.
I'm very loving. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be hugging folks and making sure you got a
So the,
beer
so the
and
second,
make sure you got something to drink. But if I sit down and am not engaged in a conversation or doing something, doing whatever, I'm gonna pass out. And I'll give you an example. And I don't even have to be drunk. This past weekend, we went out with some friends and we went and ate dinner. I had 2 beers at dinner, and then we went to this bar and I had 2 beers. And I wasn't even fuzzy or anything, but on the way home, I was sitting in the passenger seat and nobody was talking. And I'm just like, I'm out. I, I'm just like, I'm just sitting over there just. I'm just out. Like, I get super sleepy if I don't stay focused on something if I'm drinking. So that's where I'm at on it.
For me, I get super chatty. Like I will talk to anybody, whether you want to be talked to or not. Like I will find somebody to talk to, and if you're sitting anywhere within 10 feet of me, we're gonna have a conversation, or you're gonna leave. I'm not leaving. I do have that tipping point where if the night goes on way too long, I can get to the point of being belligerent, and sometimes I don't know my own good. Steven had to step in last year and help me out while we were at the beach. I was like, dude, we're staying like 5 minutes away. I'm good. He's like, you're not good, dude. Dude, I'm good. I'm fine. He's like, give me your keys, dude. but
yeah. But he was very persistent at that moment. He's like, no man, fuck that. I'm driving. I'm good. Leave me the hell alone. I'm like, no man, come on. Let's be cool.
It's amazing what you can accomplish when you are inebriated.
yeah,
I've played some very good golf while drinking.
I swear there's some nights where I'm better at Call of Duty when I hit that sweet spot about 3 beers in, and then you baby a beer over like the course of another 30-40 minutes, and you can maintain that buzz. I swear I'm better at Call of Duty, or maybe I just don't care as much that I'm getting killed by campers.
That's probably it.
I,
It's like, I know.
I judge how good I am by how mad I am when I'm playing.
Accurate. I wasn't that mad last night. I must have been playing great.
Go back, look at your stats. 0.5 KD for the night. Oh well, guess I was wrong.
Damn, I thought that was good. Damn, I need to get better.
This is why we love playing with you, Cody. Oh my god. So for this topic really amused me because when I turned 21 and it was officially a partier and I didn't have to worry about, oh, well, you can't drink right now and go into house parties and stuff like that. I had a slew of people because y'all know me, and then everybody who consistently watched the podcast, knows I'm pretty vibrant, pretty talkative, pretty loud as it is. And I had a slew of people who were like, yo, I bet you would be so fun drunk. I want to go out drinking with you. Just to find disappointment that I am exactly the same. Oddly enough, you can tell I'm drunk. You can tell I might be slurring my words a little bit. You can tell I might be swaying a little bit. You can tell that I might be taking steps a little bit slower, but I'm still super chatty. I'm still super just out there with people. I still talk pretty fast. I almost don't change at all, besides the fact that I'm starting to slur when I'm drunk. So it's fun. It amused me when you brought that up, because I remember having so many people like, dude, I'm taking you out drinking. I bet you would be so much fun just to be like, oh, he's just saying that he's at work, whatever.
Well, see, also, here's the other thing about me. I have to play this very safe because I don't drink like I used to. I was one of those people where I had hit a point where I'm like, if I keep going this direction, I'm headed for a problem that I won't be able to control. Like I scared myself. And so now, most of the time, with the occasion of like the occasional vacation drinking out on the beach all day long drinking, I'm more of a, specialty beer, like drinking because I enjoy the beers, and like going more for the micro brews and the IPAs and stuff like that. I don't really drink to get drunk that much anymore, because there was a very fine line from happy, joyful, talking to everybody Alan to belligerent. We have to calm Alan down. I was never angry. I was never angry, but I would get very belligerent, and everybody became aware that I was in the room and not in a good way. I was that annoying drunk at times. I was the one that everybody wanted to shut up.
Tell y'all what, y'all come out to the Steel Panther concert, which is going to be the night of this video coming out, and you might see what kind of drunk we are. I don't know, probably not, but
Yeah, probably not too much, considering we all got to be up at the butt crack of dawn the next day for work. All right, let's see here. Speaking of a topic we've touched on, that I've touched on several times already, what could you do in your life to remove anger? Steven, this was your idea. Why don't you kick us off?
So there's a few things that is probably it's a fairly short list. I mean, some of them might be extreme in some points, and some of them might be super simple. But there's a few things that if tomorrow I woke up and these things did or did not happen, you would never find me angry. You would never find me frustrated or upset or anything of that nature. So,
What
I mean, to start off, what you got?
is quick scopers on your list?
It sure as fuck is. Can't stand those motherfuckers. I hate them. No. Can't stand quick scopers. That's one on my list. Super simple. Fucking ban them from the game. See, you got me fired up early. I was gonna warm up into it. But yes, quick scopers in video games are bullshit. They are twat waffles. They're the scum of the earth. They're fucking terrible fucking human beings. And I have friends that do that. And yes, I'm talking about you too. No, I'm just kidding. No, but for real, that is the most frustrating thing on the planet. And out of all the Call of Duty, I don't mind where there's campers in a corner as much, or if we're getting spawn camped, as much as I do some dildo across from the map fucking closing his eyes and throwing a sniper rifle up in the air and then firing the bullet while his gun does this and kills me. I want to throw everything out the window. I want to empty the fucking room when somebody does that. All of it out the fucking window. Can't stand that. Okay, well that's one. Another thing is I wish that children would clean up after themselves, or everybody. Maybe not just children. I mean, that my child, for the most part, is the inspiration for this, because she will come home and just kick her shoes and then put it away. And this is probably two-faced, because there's certain things that I don't quote unquote put up, but I always put it in a place where it's easy to get to because I use it every day of that nature. Like, for example, instead of hanging my jacket up, I'm snagging on the way out the door every day. So I drape it over the couch kind of thing. So in the aspect of that, it's like I said, that's probably something that the world needs to cater to me for specifically. But like when my child pulls out a balloon and she leaves it in the living room for a month, I want to throw it away. Like, no, stop leaving your balloon in the living room. This is not a balloon area. Balloon area is your room. Take it to your room. People driving in the fast lane.
That aren't driving fast.
Yeah, I want to have one of those death race vehicles. That way, anytime someone's driving in the fast lane, I can just ram them. Get out of the way. Can't stand people in the fast lane driving slower than the car behind them. And honestly, I know it's against the law of speed, but if the car in front of me is doing 80 and I'm doing 85, he needs to fucking move. It's that simple.
It's all in how you interpret the law. I mean, technically speaking, Alabama does have the law. If you are impeding traffic or you are not actively passing cars in the in the lane next to you, then you're supposed to get over.
Yes. So it drives me up the wall. And then there was one more thing. I can't remember. So if y'all have more, y'all go ahead. But those are the just three things, that if I woke up tomorrow and all that stuff happened my way, I don't think I'd ever be angry.
I have one, and y'all are gonna think it's a cop out. But I want y'all to examine everything in y'all's life that makes you angry. And if I could get rid of stupid people, I would be a much happier person. And think about it. It's everywhere. It could be in your work life. It could be driving home, the person doing 65 in the left-hand lane. Look, I'm going to say it. We won't elaborate on it. But look at mass media. Look at the news lately. If stupid people stop to exist, my anger goes away. It's really that simple. It's stupidity. Stupid people. People who jump to conclusions, who don't do their own research, who won't think for themselves, who always have to be spoon-fed what to say, and only rely on things they see a news article, they read the first 3 sentences of the very first paragraph and take that for golden truth. These are stupid people. Get rid of stupid people, I'm happy.
So that was kind of my fourth one, but I was trying to find a way to word it. Would you say it's more common sense oriented? For example, like if I were to try and do your job tomorrow, I'd be stupid. I have no idea how to do your job. I've not been trained on it. I've not watched over your shoulder.
I'll correct you. You would not be stupid. You would be ignorant to how I do my job. Stupid people are brain dead. This would be a skill that you are currently ignorant at. You can fix ignorance. Ignorance can be fixed. You can't fix stupid.
Yeah. I think the word Alan is looking for is sheep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheep.
He is talking about the sheeple.
Yeah.
The people that
sheep
have
are
no
stupid.
thought of their own, only what they're told, and they go through life believing everything that is spoon-fed to them. They have no thoughts of their own.
So between both of your definitions of it, I've found the word to incorporate my number 4, and that's inconsiderate people. People that don't care, for example, like to your point, stupid people in the fast lane. 90% of them people look in their mirror and see somebody behind them. They just assholes. They inconsiderate. They don't fucking care. You know what? I'm fine right here. I don't want to go over. Inconsiderate. Things like that. If I'm walking down a path and it gets narrow and you're walking slow as balls, step to the side, let somebody go past you. Inconsiderate. So that perfectly sums up what my version of it is, and it's people who don't think about the consequences or anything like that. Because like, well, this is what I want to do.
Right.
It's just inconsiderate, and I'm not talking about selfish because I think that's completely different. People that know the consequences consequences that no, the guy behind you in the fast lane wants to go by you and they just don't fucking care. That's inconsiderate. Things like that. I just yeah, so that's my number 4. That yeah, y'all talking about it kind of put it into a form for me.
I think for me, it's real easy. It's social media. If I woke up tomorrow and social media did not exist, I would be so happy.
Telling you, just look, you treat it like a Band-Aid, Cody. I did it 7 years ago. No more Facebook. Just rip it off. No more Facebook. You have phone numbers for everybody that you stay in touch with on Facebook.
Yeah, but I don't even use it for that. I mean, for me, it's a platform to get personal gain out of. Like, I share, we share this podcast on Facebook. If I record songs, I post it on Facebook and stuff like that. So it's a means to an end for me, but I still get sucked into everyday life where you get on there and you scroll through and you see all these morons on there. you know, just I can't. I have to really make sure I separate myself from it because it consumes me at times, and I get so angry. And it don't take long. I mean, you get you get on there and you read about 5 or 6 comments on something, and it's like I'm done. For the rest of the day,
That
I'm
goes
just
back
toast.
to, I mean, stupid people. Like, how do these people have walking around sense? Like, they all need Velcro shoes and full, like, football pads on at all time, or they're gonna get hurt. Like, I don't know how they operate their front door lock.
So I mean, probably to Cody's point, he said, "Let the stupid people live. As long as I don't have to see them, I'm fine with it."
Yeah, as long as I don't have to look at your dumbass comments and your stupid ideas, your very, very warped look at the world, I'm fine. If I don't have to look at that shit and I don't have to deal with you, that's fine. If you want to walk off a bridge because someone tells you to do it, y'all go ahead. Me, I'm gonna I'm kind of afraid of heights. I ain't jumping off that bridge. The hell with y'all.
Look, it's finally time to pass that legislation to remove all warning labels.
Yeah.
Natural selection sort itself out.
Exactly.
Didn't there used to be a sign there that said, "Do not stick fork in socket"? Let's try it out anyhow. All right, go ahead, buddy.
I think and hypocrites too, that really makes me mad. People that jump all over you about stuff and then they turn around and do the same thing.
Yes,
The
I
hell with that.
agree.
And people that won't help themselves, they make me mad too. Like they're always wanting handouts. I need help. I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, okay. Well, how much do you pay for them cigarettes you have every time? How,
Right.
you was just bragging about going to the movies. Like, and now you need $20 to get through the week? Come on, dude. Or person.
I mean, yeah, no, that's why I'm a
Come on.
I'm a cheapskate. I mean, I just don't go do anything. But no, I get you. It's yeah, people who want but we're gonna go down a bad road. We're gonna cut that right there.
And I'm not picking on like people that smoke. It's just the
No, I
example.
get you.
But for like me, if I came to work one day and was like, oh man, like I may not, my power may get turned off. I can't afford it. They're gonna go, well, you just bought a $2,000 guitar, you dumbass. And I'd be like, oh, you're right. I'm just gonna take it like a man because that's the way you do it. I mean, don't go
Right.
whining if you're not gonna help yourself. Don't go buy shit you can't afford if you can't even pay your bills. Anyway, off my soapbox. Sorry.
Amen.
It's been a long day.
All right. Well,
Trying to hold it back.
let's go ahead and let's get to a much happier topic. If all of the Disney princesses had OnlyFans accounts, which one would make the most money?
So I
You
think the
know,
most
Disney's smart.
intriguing one right off the bat is Ariel, because everyone wants to see what's
Well,
what's
no,
under that
it's
mermaid tail.
not just the mermaid tail, because remember she had legs at one point. I mean, we all
Yeah.
know my thing. She's a redhead, so my vote's for Ariel. I mean,
I think
hold
she would
You know,
on.
I
definitely
think.
be a top earner, one of the top earners.
Well, let me ask y'all this: do you think Nala would be put in consideration?
I mean, I'm sure there's some people that like bestiality. I don't think she
You
would.
about put it all
I don't think she would be a top earner, but I mean, she would definitely make some money from some weirdos.
Can you just imagine it? She in her video, pinned you again. Oh, you baby. God.
Okay,
And
so
better.
you want to hear something funny? When Alan brought this up this week, I did some research and I was like, oh, well, what is technically considered a Disney princess? Because so, some of them you don't see put in that category. And would you believe that Elsa and Anna are not considered Disney princesses?
What?
They said that Frozen has taken on such a massive following that the Frozen
Franchise.
franchise, or
Or
whatever you want to
whatever.
call it, the
Right.
Frozen world or whatever, that they don't want to loop them in with Disney princesses yet because they're making so much money off of them as their own entity. So they're not
Okay. Well, I mean,
technically a Disney princess.
technically, Elsa doesn't have a Prince Charming yet, and then Anna has her man, but she's technically not the queen, or I mean, she's just. I don't know. You're right. That's a tricky one. So I'll put it this way: when I'm going through this topic, I think of any Disney female character in a movie. So like Vanellope von Schweetz, I would consider a Disney princess.
Tinkerbell.
Kylo Ren, because he acts like a little bitch, is probably a Disney princess.
Kylo Ren is a Disney princess. You beat me to it. You beat me to it. I was going to bring that one up. But for me, I mean, I have other options. It's not just Ariel, because my other weakness is a good accent. So
Oh, Merida.
yeah.
Merida.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you like to see me shoot my bowl?
Brave.
Oh, Brave. Okay. I didn't hear what you said.
Yes.
What did y'all think
Oh,
of
God.
Tinkerbell? Y'all think she would be up there just because she's
And she would have the
kind of
petite
small?
crowd happy. I mean, I think so. She would definitely draw money. But we've all picked our favorites basically. But the question still remains: who do you think would make the most money? Who's the most widely appealing Disney princess? Assuming Ariel has legs and everybody knows what her undercarriage looks like, Cody. Which one? I mean,
Technically,
do you go
you
exotic?
can't smell it,
Do you go
but
like?
fans only doesn't mean you smell the bitch.
Do you go exotic? I mean, is Jasmine, Pocahontas, or Mulan?
I'm gonna say Jasmine has got a really good chance of being the number one, because if you look at the following she's gonna have, her main following is a very rich clientele and is gonna be willing to pay a lot of money to see her account.
I was gonna say my bet would be on Jasmine as making the most money. If this was a real thing, I think Jasmine's making the most money.
So
If
I
Raja
hate
isn't the only kitty we're getting to see,
I hate to take it down this road because they are cartoon characters, but when I think about which one's going to make the most money, I think about which one will have the style that will make the most money, right? So, what kind of content do you think Jasmine would have? Would she have that gaudy, like, haha, teach, no, kind of vibe? I feel she would have that. Like, oh yeah, look, I'm gonna take this off, and then oh look, these rubies are covering, and you're like, I don't want that. Or would you say Snow White, who's the quiet, reserved kind of like, the content wise by personality? I think the one that would be the oh god, the I think the one that would be the most open, out there, fun, content driven, like, oh, this is what the fans want to see, would be Merida from Brave.
Yeah.
I feel of all of the princesses, she would be the most adventurous, the most wildernessly, I do this out in public, I do this here, I do this there, what do my fans like, kind of thing. And the other princesses would just kind of do their own thing. I feel Merida would be the one, the most adventurous, like, to strive for the most money.
Right. I can see that. I mean, the accent also carries her across many countries. I mean, like I said, that's where my money would go. But I think top earner would be Jasmine.
Yeah, I agree. Just because of the clientele, I think she's gonna get a lot of money.
Plus, there's a lot of people in that part of the earth, that part of the world. I mean, population density is like huge.
I feel 65% of Jasmine's clientele will ask for feet pics.
God.
Oh yes, let me see your feet.
Hey, if you're gonna go back to bestiality, what about Roxanne from the Goofy movie?
Oh God, yes.
Or then you got the Bunny, Space Jam.
I think that's Warner Brothers.
That's Warner Brothers. That's not Disney.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, Lola Bunny.
Lola would be pretty fire though if we're going with bestiality.
There's our hard left turn this episode. Now we're talking about bestiality with cartoon characters.
Let's be honest. If characters like Roxanne had something like that, how often do you think you could walk by a neighbor's house and not hear like, yo, that guy has Roxanne's fans only page. All right, I feel we need to stop.
On a different note, when you think when Max finishes, do you think he makes the noise that Goofy does when he's like falling? Yeah. Too
Bravo, yeah.
All right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap up. This episode with our final topic tonight. We'll get away from that. That was a hard left turn this week. What time period would you want to live in besides the present?
So, I love this topic, and for years, I want to say like the past 10, 15 years, my mind hasn't changed.
Mine either.
So, and this is something. It's very tricky because you go as far back as medieval. People stink. You're pooping in a hole and burying it with dirt. I don't know how I feel about that kind of lifestyle. And of course, we live here now, so I want to avoid now, but something that kind of motivated the topic to arise because I've always, like, for the longest time, had the same opinion.
So let me ask you this. This is not going to change my answer, but are you going back to this time period with your current knowledge? You're just being transplanted, like you're jumped in a time machine, went here, and then your time machine broke. Is that what we're doing, or would you have, or because the stuff you're saying, if you lived in that medieval time period, you wouldn't know any better. It would be normal to you, and nothing you just said would matter.
That's the route I'm taking. For example, like the time period I want to go in, if I knew about cell phones and modern technology, I'd be like, yo, fuck this place. Where's my time machine? I'm getting out of here. It's like I have certain needs that my mind craves now. Like I want to watch television shows, and that wasn't really a thing. So what would push this is that I'm right now watching a television show called Peaky Blinders, and it's based in 1912. And you're talking about the mafia and mobsters, the Italian mob and stuff like that, and everybody's going at it. But everybody then, there's plumbing, so there's toilets, there's shower, you can take a bath and stuff like that. I say plumbing, but you can take a bath, using the bathroom and all the other stuff. Around the same time period as Prohibition in some places. So depending on where you live and whatnot, but the style, the fashion, the way people carried themselves, there was a level of respect that you don't see today. For example, if two guys had beef, they would look at each other and be like, "Look, we can either not run into each other again, and not worry about having problems, or if I see you again, I'll kill you." Quick and simple and to the point. I mean, they settled things, and they either settled it there, they were done with it, or whatnot. But at the same time, every woman was yes, ma'am, or even if, and I say this because I'm watching the show now, but one of the guys in the show got a prostitute, and on the way out, he treated her with respect. He grabbed the door for you. He thanked you for coming. He threw her money, whatever. He even though she was a prostitute, people today be like, yeah, whatever, bye. That kind of, there's no respect involved with it. So just the mentality that people had, I think I could really appreciate. And especially if I wasn't born, if I was born to live in that time period, I think that would be my favorite time period. And my number one reason I think would be for the style. I love the suits, the vest. I mean, the gun holsters were the wraparound holsters. They weren't these hip things. They were tucked under their vests and stuff like that. I love the style, the suit and vest with the pocket watch that chained from your belt all the way up front, so you can pull your watch out, flip it open, put it back in. I love that time era. Of course, like I said, if I knew about this time period, I would not want to turn around and fucking go back. But I think if I wanted to be born in a specific era, was because the Roaring Twenties follows the 1912, the 19s anyhow. So I mean, you're talking about the Roaring Twenties is like Great Gatsby time period as well. So they're still wearing their suits and doing all this fancy partying and stuff like that. I just between 1910 and 1930, I feel that it would be my favorite time era. I would love to go live in that time period.
I mean, for me, it is and always has been the 80s. I mean, I'm going back to the 80s. It was when metal really got a foothold in. I mean, you had all your hair metal, and I know cost of living has gone up, and hey, but like tickets were like, I found this website I was looking at, like Ozzy Osbourne, $12.50. Blue Oyster Cult, $12.50. Ted Nugent, $12. I mean, these Billy Squire, $13.75. That's an expensive ticket. An extra $1.20. REO Speedwagon, $13.50. I mean, this is. I want to go. I want to live in the 80s. I mean, you could wear whatever you wanted, just about. I mean, half the 80s style is coming back today. So I mean, whether I'm taking my current self and transplanting it, or if I'm just growing up like teenager, young adult in the 80s, like that's my time period, and it still 100% revolves around music.
So like born early 70s, and then you're hitting your stride in 81, 82,
yeah,
83.
like I would want to be like 16 and getting my car in like 83. Yeah, and then have like 82, 83, and then have all the 80s for like all my teen years. To experience the high school, like the Dazed and Confused type stuff, or the crap. What's that movie with the where he sees? I can't think of the movie right now. The infamous scene with the girl in the red bikini, Fast Times at Ridgemont High type stuff. Like, and I know most of these movies were 70s, but like that like going experiencing school like in that era, you know, like meatballs, like stuff like that. That That's the 80s for me. It always has been. Like I was born in the 80s. I was born in 83. I didn't get to experience the 80s. I wish I could have grown up in the 80s.
Yeah.
For me, it's I'm gonna go a decade further back. For me, it's the '70s. Uh, that's my favorite music. Anything from the '70s. Whenever I have the XM radio, I'm listening to the most of the time. I'm listening to the '70s station. I just I don't know. It speaks to me. Times were so much more simpler back then. You didn't have all this crap like you got now going on, and everybody got along, and it was just seems like. Of course, I wasn't there, but it just seems like life was so simple then. Like
Yeah.
you go to work, and then you go hang out. You can go do the disco thing. You can go hang out at a friend's house, shoot pool. It's just if you was out drinking and got pulled over, the cops knew your family. They just took you home. You didn't go to jail or nothing like that unless you just being a heathen.
And you
Just
want
stuff
to
like that.
go hang out in Eric Foreman's basement with the gang. I mean,
With
with
with Donna and Mila Kunis. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I say that's why I say I want to hit like 16ish in like the early 80s, because then like all my 70s bands that I like they're still touring, and they've hit that point in their career where they're playing the arena shows and all that. So like you're seeing Black Sabbath and Nugent and all that playing the big stages, you know. And
See, for
then
me, I wanted to be at least
Skinner,
18 when I get to the '70s because I want to see the bands that I didn't get to see now. Like I want to see the original Eagles. I want to see Skinnerd before the plane crash. I want to see Jim Croce. Um, I want to see all these bands that I've been listening to the music my whole life. I love it, and I can't see them now. Well, I mean, I can see a uh, a glorified cover band of Leonard Skinner, and
right?
got
And
got
of course, to Alan's
one
point,
or two remaining Eagle or three Eagles left, but I'd like to see them when they had Randy Meisner and Bernie Leadon and all that stuff, and Don Felder in the band. I'd like to see them when they were like that. Just stuff like that. I'd love to go back and be able to see those. And to Alan's point, it's cheap. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, I was
$12 to get
exactly
the
what I was gonna
concert.
say. Yeah, a good ticket now is over $400. When you're talking about a good ticket then was $13.50, I'm like, I'll take 5 tickets. Let me buy the front row for $13.50. It was like $400.
You know,
Can I take half a seat? I'll take an armrest.
if
I'll
you
sit on
take
an
out if you take out the big
armrest.
bands, you still have something very similar today. You can go watch bands for $20 general admission that play in like Iron City, that play at Avondale, that play in Huntsville at Mars Music Hall, stuff like that. You can still see people that like that for relatively cheap, $20.
Thing is, a lot of the big
But
bands.
the big bands, yeah, when they get into the concert halls, they get into the arenas, that's when they
I I sometimes think you underestimate the asking price too. I think promoters now don't care. Promoters look more forward to a sellout than they do losing money. Like, for instance, like 4 or 5 years ago, I went and saw Rob Zombie at Iron City. I got lucky to get tickets. That's when I was F5 the morning they went on sale. You know, I was hitting F5 and I bought tickets the moment they went on sale. They sold out in like an hour. And I mean, I paid $60 to see Rob Zombie in Iron City. But I mean, the promoter made his money. He sold out the show. And I've told y'all, I don't know if I've said it publicly on the podcast, but I've worked with a promoter now and I know exactly how they figure it. The artist asks for a certain amount of money and you base your ticket price, unless you're a gambling man, you base your ticket price off of having to fill half the room to break even. Anything over and above half the room is profit in your pocket. So what's happening is you're getting these bigger bands and these promoters these days. It almost seems like being able to say the show is sold out is better than a lower ticket price, because following that equation, if that Rob Zombie show I had went to had been done at Oak Mountain Amphitheater, I probably could have got tickets for half the price. Now, granted, I wouldn't have been front row, but I could have got tickets for half the price because that promoter could have sold 4 times as many tickets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still possible to have a $50 to $65 ticket in these little 1,200 cap venues. But in my opinion, though, it's also worth it. I mean, people can. I'll link my personal YouTube in the notes this week, and I've got videos from where I've seen bands like Killswitch Engage, Fozzy, Rob Zombie, Butcher Babies, and there is something magical to being right there beside the stage for this major label band in a 1,200 person venue. So I don't mind paying a little bit extra when these bands do come to these smaller venues. Seven Dust is coming to Avondale in a couple months. July 23rd, Seven Dust is coming to town. So, I mean, I'll pay a little more to see these bands in smaller venues.
You also can look out for some places have a really cool promotion, like Frederick's Outdoors in Decatur, Alabama. If you go by there and you buy one of their T-shirts and you wear it to they hold 2 concerts a year, you get in free if you have the shirt. And they get bands like Travis Tritt was there a few years ago. Uh, I've seen, now this is all country stuff, but I've seen Aaron Lewis there. Obviously, he's not doing his country stuff. I've seen what's that guy's name? Trace Adkins. I've seen him twice up there.
Did he do Alabama?
Oh yeah, that's what he closed with. Yeah,
I like that
stuff like
song.
that. So it's big bands, you know. And Sawyer Browns came, and Confederate Railroad, and all this stuff. But it's just a really cool promotion, because if you got the T-shirt on when you go up there, it's free. They just let you right on in. And so essentially, let's say you wear the same size T-shirt your whole life, you go pay $20 for that shirt, and you can watch 10 years worth of free concerts there. You know, it's crazy. And there's places like that all over the country. It has cool little things like that.
How
So
often do they do their shows? I'll go buy a T-shirt.
they do it in April and October. Yeah,
Do
the
they?
one
How
they just
early?
did had Justin Moore and Confederate Railroad.
I like my women a little on the trashy side.
Ooh.
The year, the year that Aaron Lewis was there, he opened. It was Aaron Lewis and then Trace Adkins. That was a really good concert.
Now, see, why didn't you tell me about this? I would have paid to see that concert. How long ago was
I don't know.
this? I've known you for I've known you for 6 years.
That's been probably 3 or 4 years ago.
I'm disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, Alan. I'll make it up to you.
Let me know who's coming in October as soon as they announce it. I'll buy a T-shirt or a ticket. I don't care.
Okay. And even still, if you don't have a T-shirt, it's $20, I think, at the gate. So it's pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, we're good with that.
It is outdoors though, so if it rains, bring a poncho.
Or just have fun in the rain.
That one.
Gay.
All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and round out this episode. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. We have enjoyed doing it for you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share our podcast. Get it out there. We're still got some things in the works that we really need your help. We need to see those numbers up a little bit. We working on it. Just share it with a buddy. Share it with a friend. And look, I'll be honest. Leave us a comment. If we're too vulgar for you to feel comfortable sharing, then I'm willing to tone it down a little bit, or even possibly, maybe, based on how bad we get in certain episodes, edit the audio. We will see. But
I thought you were about to say turn up because we could get way worse.
No. If there's a reason you don't feel comfortable sharing our content, but you enjoy it, let us know. We can self-censor. We keep it. We just let loose on here. But let us know what's stopping you from sharing our podcast. Comment down below what you want to hear more of. The day this goes live, if you're a day one watcher or listener, we will be at the Steel Panther concert, but we will be vlogging that experience, our time in and around the Avondale area. That footage will go up in a few weeks. Both of these gentlemen are taking vacation soon, and we will have a week where we are not able to record. So we are going to save this vlog of this Sunday's experience, and we will throw that up on the Sunday that there would not be an episode similar that we did with the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Wing Challenge, so that we keep you with content to see every single Sunday. With that being said, that was a long outro this week. What y'all got going on? Y'all got anything else to say?
Oh, if you see us out Sunday, come and say hey. We'll have our shirts on, and you see Alan with a selfie stick. He's gonna look like a tourist. So we'll get out. we're gonna have fun. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And all these games we play every once in a while, like we do trivia sometimes, and try not to laugh and all this stuff. If y'all like any of that stuff, let us know, and we'll try to do one a month or something like that, something fun. So just let us know what you like.
Yep. Hey, and just for the watchers, remember, we are Talks for the People. Y'all are the people. Let us know. Like Cody said, like Alan said, if you want to hear something special, if you want to comment on what we got, hey, y'all's interaction is what we strive off of, right? So we fun now. Just wait until y'all start kicking stuff in. Oh man, it's gonna get good. So comment on it. Let us know. I mean, if you have an opinion on the fans only account, which Disney princess would kill it, or what do you need removed from your life to improve your life? If you need something added to your life, more Talks to the People podcast, let us know. We can help you with that. But love the following, guys. Thank y'all so much. Share it, like it.
Absolutely. Everybody, peace out.
See y'all.